So the PX4 Storm by Beretta, this is the full size 40 caliber version of the PX4 Storm. It's got a 3-dot sight system. These are stock sights here. I should probably change them out for steel sights, but I've yet to do that on this firearm. It does have an ambidextrous decocker or safety. It has an automatic firing pin block. Gives you an extra level of safety while in the holster or not in use. The firing pin is blocked automatically to prevent any style of accident shooting. Commander style hammer, which is right here, is not a striker fire weapon. It does come with interchangeable back straps. You can see the separation right here to where you can change this part out. Some of them have a grip down at the bottom. It's got the Picatinny rail right here. And it is a good full-sized weapon. It does come in different calibers besides just the 40. This is a 40 caliber. It does come in 9mm and perhaps other calibers as well. This is a 40 and we're going to shoot it here today at the range. All right, so this is the Beretta. And this was one of the first handguns I ever bought. And if I had to buy it again, I probably wouldn't. But the only reason I would say that is because it's not a striker fire. I've really kind of fell in love with striker fire weapons over the last couple of years. And I had this handgun before I bought my Glock. And my Glock 17 is probably my favorite gun right now. That's just a personal preference. Some people may not agree with that, and that's okay. But I got a couple of smaller weapons as well that are all striker fire. This is the only one that has a hammer. I'm not going to limit the reviews on this show to only striker fire weapons, of course. But I did want to point that out as one of the. So once you do load it and chamber around, if you have it decocked like that, uncock the decocker. The first trigger pull is either going to be longer, this direction, or you can manually cock it first. And then everything else after that, after the first trigger pull, is going to be with the hammer back after it cycles. So the first trigger pull is either going to be really long before you shoot, and then the rest of them will be not as long because it moves the trigger back. If you watch the trigger right there, now the trigger is forward like that. You can't fire it because the decocker is on. Just like that. Turn the decocker off. If I was to pull the trigger now, it would fire, but I got to pull it all the way back. Or I could cock the hammer and the trigger moves back by itself. So that's something to be aware of. That's one reason why striker fire weapons are not my favorite. Which again, that's all about personal preference. You can choose to use whatever you want to use. And that's it right there. Easy to shoot because it is heavier and larger. Now, the 40 caliber round packs a little bit more punch than a 9mm does. But at the same time, this specific gun right here is heavier. In my opinion, it's a little bit heavier, a little bit bulkier than the Glock. It doesn't hold as many rounds as the Glock, because they are 40 caliber instead of 9mm. Again, you can get this gun in a 9mm. That's just not what this one is. So, upgrades to this. It does have a Picatinny rail, so I could put a flashlight on it if I want to, or a red dot scope. Upgrades to this one. The first upgrade I would do right out of the box is to put some metal sights on it, some steel sights on it, and the sights that come with it are like a night glow sight, I think they call them. But they're plastic, and plastic sights going into and out of your holster on a normal basis will start to kind of fray the sights on the sides. That's what happened to my Glock. That's the original reason I put steel sights on my Glock, was because I started going to shooting classes and going to the shooting range, and there were little burrs on the side of the rear sight on the Glock. And one of the firearms instructors I was talking to, he's like, "Oh yeah, put some steel sights on this, man. You'll be a lot happier." And he was right. Of course, he was right. Put a new magazine in, loaded it up. The 40 caliber magazine does hold 14 rounds, plus one in the chamber if you choose to do that. So It doesn't hold as much as the Glock, but it's not as, there are larger rounds in the Glock. The diameter of the 40 caliber is a little bit larger than a 9mm, so it holds, so 14 for a 40, it's actually pretty darn good, I think. So I'm going to unhook the decocker like that. I'm going to long pull my trigger for the first round this time, just to do it. You can see the hammer moving back when I pull it. There we go. Now the trigger is farther back than it was before because the hammer is back. Just like that. So always point your gun down range and steel shot. And steel shot. And just like that. Woo! The trigger's kind of a hair trigger on it, or it can be. Let's go up here to the target real quick. Top right. Let's see, where did I hit? I think I missed it. No, I hit it. It's just a lot lower than where I was aiming. Okay. Camera number 2. So let's go top right. Still low. Oh, that's pretty good. That's good right there. Okay. Little bit low into the left. A little bit low into the left. I'm not used to shooting this gun. It's not really an excuse. That's on me. It's not the gun. Again, perishable skill. So shooting steel and shooting targets with the Beretta PX4 Storm 40 caliber full size. This does come in different sizes too. It comes in a subcompact size and I think 3 sizes. Full size, full frame, compact and subcompact. So you can get them in different. Whoo, that barrel's hot. PX4 Storm.